But let's move on. We got college basketball. We had a crazy weekend in college basketball. We still got college basketball all day yesterday, all day. I don't know if it's all day today, but we got some good games. Boys, give me some updates on some college basketball.
Well, we talked about it. I don't know what day. A couple upsets, couple big upsets. Kentucky falls to Richmond. Virginia had lost to San Francisco. There's a couple other ones of ranked teams, but we talked about this a lot at length. With the weird scheduling, I saw one. I think Illinois State was adding Greenville on a game for Wednesday that they just announced today. So you're seeing a lot of those really, get stacked up real quick and games getting added real quick. But we
They've
are
got
still.
to they've got to create like a schedule portal. You know how they do the transfer
Yeah.
portal for the players, like where coaches can just go and like at SIDs and the ADs and stuff can just like collaborate and get, hey, I got an opening this day. Who can play? Who and where? Like get them in like just basically a virtual chat room that they can settle these things. And that would be wild to get it to like to be a witness on too and see like the comings and goings on building these schedules right now. It'd be crazy.
That would be cool. And like you said, it's one of those things. Some teams aren't even figuring out who they're going to play until the night before. And if a team's in the area and you want to play them, then they'll play them. Like if you can somehow schedule a game for a certain day and you're in the same stadium playing like a tournament or whatever, might as well try and get an extra game in. Like it's just kind of it's
Or
cool
if
for
you're
fans.
like, hey, we're playing at Western Illinois on Monday. Does anybody else in the state of Illinois have Wednesday open that they want to get a game in?
Or
while we're
Missouri
there?
State. Hey, Missouri State, are you guys,
Yeah.
not 3 hours away from there? Let's figure something out.
Exactly. Jump on. Get something in quick. Matt, your Tar Heels gave themselves a little bit of a scare today, not scoring in the first 10 minutes of the game, but come back to beat
When you
UNLV.
spot your opponent 13 and win by 27, it's
UNLV is bad.
UNLV is really bad. That was what was really frustrating at the start of that game.
Yeah.
I was not really happy when that thing kind of tipped off. RJ Davis, freshman guard, hit 4 or 5 from the arc though, so he had a big game. And Carolina is really, really big. One of the rare teams in the last few years now that's got 4 legit playable post players. So between Garrison Brooks and then Kessler, the freshman, and then Sharp, the freshman, and then you got drawing a blank Armando Baycott from last year's blue chipper coming into his own as a sophomore now. They're not missing rebounds. When that team in Roy Williams' offensive system of the outlet pass, get it and go, secondary break. When you got bigs that can pass the ball, a little bit athletic, and rebound the hell out of it, makes it easier in your freshman backcourt. So it could be a really fun team to watch. I think they're going to benefit by not dealing with crowds this year, being as young as they are. I think that's going to be big, especially freshman point guards. Get pressure situations in some of these places, man, and it's going into Cameron Indoor as a freshman, and you got to preserve a 2-point lead, or you're down 2 with 30-some seconds left. That you make the heart beat a little bit.
Absolutely. Some other a team to keep your eye out on this year. Eastern Kentucky took Xavier to the wire. I think Xavier is one of the better teams I've watched this year, and they lost 99-96 in overtime. So that's one team to keep your eye on. The biggest thing that we're seeing
Eastern Kentucky always has shooters. They always have shooters.
And they play in a winnable conference, and they always seem to knock somebody down a peg.
They get those scrappy ass kids that all they do is shoot from the coal mines in like Eastern Kentucky, West Virginia, and all they do is shoot buckets, dude.
Those are like diet West Virginia.
Basically, Eastern Kentucky it's a strange place.
Yeah, very much so. Very much. And a couple other there's obviously been a bunch of upsets. I talked about Queens University in Charlotte when they had got thrown into a tournament real late. They're a D2 school, and they almost beat George Mason, and then they knock off Howard, I think it was. But there was another D2 over D1 upset today. I had it right here. Emmanuel beat Stetson. So these are the kind of the things that, like, we're seeing these games thrown together, within 48 hours, 72 hours. It's like that gives those, big-time underdog schools, a lot of a big upper hand, because they're not going to get scouted, the way they normally would if you have, a week to prepare for a D2. and Auburn. That's the last one I wanted to talk about. Auburn was, everybody, they just went to a Final Four, 3 years ago? They're now 1-2, and they got beat by a very average UCF.
Yeah, but the hero Bruce Pearl said, at the beginning of the year, we're not going to play in the tournament this year out of, we're going to, punish ourselves.
He is such a scumbag.
Yeah, you weren't going, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I did see,
but save me the hero act.
I did see a thing with college basketball that it's just one of those things you wouldn't actually expect that a team last year would ever think about playing a team that they really couldn't watch footage on or get game tape on or know what's going on. But now you'll play any team without knowing anything because you're just trying to get games in throughout the season. So it's kind of exciting for fans to watch, and I think it'll make games a lot closer. Like even Ohio, Illinois. We'll take that game for example.
Yeah.
Illinois almost lost that game because it's one of those things you play 3 straight days. You try and get all these games in. You're going to see some of these really good teams struggle with Ohio is going to be a good team, I think, throughout the season. But I think you're going to see a lot of fun games, I think, going forward, and it's going to be exciting to watch.
And speaking of good games, today is a great day for it. We start off with Texas, Indiana, BYU, and USC, before even 2 o'clock. And then obviously at night we have the 2, I think it's like the Coaches Classic games. We've got Michigan State and Duke, and then we have Kentucky, Kansas tonight. So 4 of the top, 13 ranked teams in the country. Yeah, Michigan State's 13. So big night tonight in college hoops. Since the NFL got canceled, watch the.
Don't forget too the tournament that Carolina's playing in is the Maui Invitational being played in Asheville, North Carolina this year.
Yeah.
So.
When I think Maui, Hawaii, I think
being called by
North Carolina.
Bill Walton.
And absolutely high as a kite, Bill Walton.
Oh my gosh, he's
not taking any morning off.
Probably going to die soon.
What's that?
Do you hear Dick Vitale on that? He was on a call over the weekend, and he said something about he knows his days are numbered, and he was like talking about the nostalgia of college basketball. Yeah, dude, look it up. It's super weird. He's like, I know my days are coming to a close here. We're just like, Dick, this is not the time, man.
What in hell?
We need it. Yeah, if we don't have an NCAA basketball tournament, we may lose Dick Vitale.
It's the Tommy Lasorda effect.
Seriously.